I'll just use it somewhere. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, I have a bunch of bananas. Are they about the same size? Pretty close?
Yes.
Okay. So, if I hand you a banana and you want to eat it, what are you going to do? You're going to peel it. And then what?
Eat the inside.
Eat the peel.
Inside.
Eat the inside. Do you eat the peel?
No.
Can you eat the peel? Yeah, you can. What about the stringy things?
You can eat those.
You can eat those. What do most of us do? Peel them off. That's part of the phloem of the banana. Xylem phloem, that's the phloem of the banana. Interesting. All right, so you're going to peel it. This one? This one? Oh, no. Not that one. The one, yeah. That one. So you're going to peel it. Do you eat the entire banana? No, you only eat the fruit. What is there a part you don't eat? Well, I think so. It's called the peel. And what is the name of the banana part that you eat? Or what else?
Flesh.
Could be the flesh. What else? Inside. It's also called the pulp. Okay. And what is the name of the part of the banana you do not eat? The peel. So everybody's on the same page with me about the banana. Not a lot. So if I hand out bananas like this, and I give it to you two, would you have about the same amount of fruit? Not exactly, but you may have about the same amount. Okay. So, same size banana, we should have the same size. Okay. I am missing a part, but we'll find out. So we're going to find out the percentage. And we want to find out if all bananas have the same percent of edible fruit. And you're going to report yours. And I'll go over this part later, but I want you to see what you're going to have to input. All right, so here's your quiz. It's a thumbs up or thumbs down quiz. Okay, is everybody familiar with that? Thumbs up, everybody do a thumbs up. I want to see them. What does that mean?
Yes.
You agree. Thumbs down. Let me see your thumbs down. No thumbs sideways. Thank you. And what happens? You only get one, Tim. And what does that mean?
Disagree.
All right, so are you ready for question number 1?
Yes.
I just learned something. Interesting. A banana is a berry.
I learned this on TV yesterday. It's a commercial.
Question number 2. It does not grow on a tree.
I've seen a banana tree.
It is not a tree, it is an herb. There's no trunk. The trunk are tightly wrapped leaves. It is actually an herb. I thought that was kind of cool.
Where did you get your information?
You'll see. Okay.
What's your evidence?
That's all
Now, pound for pound.
tomatoes.
That isn't true. More pounds of banana are sold than any other fruit. Does pound for pound mean more bananas are sold than more strawberries? What does that mean?
Wait.
Okay, so a pound of bananas, does that have as much fruit as a pound of strawberries? Well, not as many pieces, okay? So that's what they need to pound for
Pound.
now.
Pound.
All right,
Pound is a pound. Which one is heavier? Pound or flour?
You give me heartburn.
my daughter can't eat them, her throat swells. This is generally the first food you give a baby.
Oh, yeah.
So yes, all right. So I hope I've whet your appetite about information on bananas. You're about to learn more than you ever thought. And I've decided to change this part because I am a geometry teacher. So I wanted you in groups of 4. Here is one group, 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 group. Good, I like that. Yes, and yes, and bad girl's gonna stay there. All right. So instead of numbering, which I use quite often, I'm going to ask that you do this. Brenda, would you please stand? Everybody in your group who is in the corresponding section or space where Brenda is, would you please stand? Okay, so Alyssa, why did you stand?
Looking at her rectangle table or section of the table, she is in the top left side of that rectangle, so I am in the top left hand side of my rectangle.
And what does that mean?
But I'm in the same position as her in
And-
regards to her section of the table.
Thank you. And Melissa,
Yes.
what does corresponding mean?
In, not looking at their setup, corresponding would be, I don't know.
Okay, would you like to help her?
In the same position of the setup.
Okay. Can you repeat that for us?
In the same position as the setup.
Do you understand what she means?
Yes, I just thought you wanted a different answer, because Sherry said that. So I was confused, sorry.
Well, if she said that, and that's why she stood up, and I said, what is corresponding, so is she correct now? Is she in the corresponding, the corresponding, okay, so we have that. What I want you people to do is, you're going to get this green paper, and it's called the Banana as Food. I'm gonna ask you to find yourself a place, and you're going to read this, and you're gonna discuss it amongst your group. And then you're going to come back and report it, thank you, to the others. Okay, I would like the person in the group who is diagonal from this person. Stand up, please. And your instructions are the same. You can go toward the back of the room. And you can read and discuss your facts about bananas.
Maybe we just get to hang out and eat.
Toward the back of the room, please. All right. The person who was sitting directly across from the first person, please stand up. You're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And here's your drink. And I would like y'all to go to this table. The rest of you are going to come to this table. you can read this and discuss it. Missing somebody? They are yours to keep.
Thanks.
Bananas grow on a tropical plant that is not a tree. It has no trunk.
I heard that.
Bananas are gigantic herbs that spring from underground stems. What appears to be the trunk is a false stem formed by tightly wrapped leaf sheaths that grows to a height of 3 or more meters. From the top 10 to 20 large oblong to elliptical shaped leaves in and out. It takes 5 to 18 months to grow one stalk of bananas bare. Bananas on the stalk can separate. After harvesting, the plant is cut down and the underground root stalk produces new shoots for the next plant.
Okay, thumbs up if you're ready to report back to your group.
Tis trees typically
Okay,
record
give you another minute.
perspective,
You're going to be reporting back to your group. We're gonna go back to our original groups and you're gonna report about what you learned.
After we looked at it, we
I think the main thing is trees. Typically fall into that conversation that, makes me wonder. When I was reading, I'm like, bananas there.
sometimes we have.
Well, according to this, but
It's not really truthful, well, it's just information about bananas. Yeah. And there's some of it you're gonna wanna report to your group, and some of it you're gonna look at and go, oh, here, they won't either, so pick up the pieces that you think your group might like to learn about. Okay, just about ready? Okay, go back to your original seats, please. So, you're going to report back to your group about the things that you learned. And remember, one of the 6 sections that you're gonna have to report out on are interesting facts about bananas. So you and your group are gonna have to decide what you think are the most interesting facts to go on your chart.
So we're gonna have to have a shot.
You're going to be in your group, so I like to
And then there was
whatever.
a reason why they're that. That's why
One section about that's interesting facts.
So if you want to know whether not necessarily.
Mine had a history of bananas, and what I found is it seems to come mainly from the Orient, like India, Malaysia, but Alex the Great is the one who discovered it, like when European area came from Alex the Great, and they would be
And the reason it's very is because it has.
I always, but yeah, it didn't show up in South America, the Western Hemisphere until Columbus. Things started originating.
South America.
Right, right.
Underground stems.
So, yeah, Alexandria, that started growing. The Roman Empire, it was talked about in the book in the 4th century BC.
So
It spread to
they
the
originated in Malaysia,
So when you're making a chart, one of the sections, you're gonna do it on a chart paper.
were
One of the
brought
sections
to
will be
Europe.
interesting facts about
Alexander the Great went
they
fighting
include five
from
South America
I knew that, but this is in
and Caribbean shortly after Columbus voyage made it throughout the Pacific. Polynesian is known as the wise man.
I've taken India, the Orient.
Sources of supply, what countries exported and where they're from.
I wanna point out that that's interesting.
So there's,
I like cold water.
Statutes too.
Yeah.
Makes me wonder, like, history, or ancient history.
Mine is under the same, say the number again. And 710. Oh, and 710. Okay, I was going to 17. I thought I said 75.
And then, I think it's also interesting that one power surgery.
Oh, yeah, okay.
In the Western Hemisphere,
Okay, so the plant, we've already learned that there it's actually a berry. Kind of interesting, but it doesn't, the reason it's a berry, and we thought it grew on a tree, it doesn't grow from a tree, that's a false trunk. It's not really a tree, whatever, it doesn't have a trunk. What it has is an underground root system, and when you harvest it, that root system grows into like a trunk. You just put that in a plant. So it's got a leaf, leaves are like this. Or like wrapped around it. Place it appears to be a trunk, but it's not really, so it grows up. You cut it off, and it comes up again. You don't really like
Yeah, you have to
okay, in the interest of time,
It's an herb.
group number 1, would you like to report out an interesting fact?
Yes,
We found interesting that when the plant, so this is the article on the actual plant. And so when it's cut down after they harvest it, that root shoots up again, and it's gonna take a while to grow. But then it starts producing those leaf sheets and starts to create the plant again. That was pretty interesting after harvesting.
That is. Group 2. Do you have an interesting fact you'd like to share?
Sure, one of the things that I found interesting was the fact that, they cut bananas when they're green, because otherwise if you leave them on the plant, they become starchy immediately. we see green bananas, because in order for them to ripen and for us to eat, they have to be at a certain temperature.
Interesting. Okay. Group number 3.
And we thought it was interesting that 75% of the banana is water.
It doesn't seem very watery to me when I eat it. Does it to you?
No.
Interesting. Group number 4. What would you like to share with us?
That the name of one species. Oh, okay, sorry. Share.
Alexander the Great's army was the first were the first Europeans to learn about bananas.
I wonder if they tried to eat it with a peel. Like to see what you do? How about group 5?
Vacuum hydration yields banana crystals, a light brown powder that's used in ice creams, bakery products, and milk-based beverages.
I wonder which one. Starbucks? Starbucks uses a lot of banana crystals, a lot. Group 6.
We found it interesting that the bananas that we buy out of the stores, none of them are made in, are grown in America.
I wonder why. Climate?
Tropical
I
plant.
don't know. Okay. You can put these papers aside and you'll be able to use them when it's time to make your charge. All right, so we've talked about this part. Are the bunches of bananas about the same size? And, okay. I didn't put the answers. Yes. I also have this other bunch of bananas. Thank you. Aren't these cute? They are. I wonder if they taste the same. I have something to taste. Okay, this batch of bananas, are they about the same size? Relevant to each other. So in this batch, are the bananas the same size? About. Okay, about. Certainly we can tell they're not the same size as these. So that's not what I'm asking. And what was the part that was edible? What did we call it?
The pulp.
The pulp or the fruit. What is not edible? The peel. It is edible, but not desirable. And I have seen people grind it up and put it into their cooking. And saves all those nutrients. Okay. So, in order to do this lab, and we're looking at the percentage of edible parts, why do you think I would need to measure the bananas? Measure the length.
To compare it to the pulp inside?
Maybe when we start making our data table, that will become more apparent. Keep that question in the back of your mind. And we're going to find the mass, and we have wax paper. Why would we use wax paper to put on the scales?
Protect
Yeah.
the scale.
Keep the scale nice. Now, if I put the banana, the whole banana on the scale, is it going to be any icky part? No. Then when I open the banana and I put the fruit on the scale, is that an icky part?
Yes.
Yeah. And if I put the peel on it, could be. So we're going to use wax paper. Why would I use wax paper to start with?
Does it weigh it much?
To make the weight, to make the weight consistent.
I have triple beam balances. I'll get to 0. So what would I do? Why? Yes, ma'am.
To make the weight consistent. And
To make it consistent, because I'm going to have that wax paper on each one. Okay? So what?
Oh, I just said you can zero out.
I can't, but a piece of wax paper, not sure I'm gonna wanna zero that out. So I'm just gonna put it on all three weighings. Before we actually do the mass, we're going to need to look at our data table. Why would we wanna do that? Why do we need to build a data table before we actually find mass? We're collecting our data. Do we just need to slop it down on scratch paper and lose it? Organize the data. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to make a data table. And I have a recording sheet for you that actually has a section to do a data table. So I'm going to give you these. Pass them around, please. Pass them around, please. And we're going to turn to page 2. On page 2 is going to be your data table. So, time to do it. I need the person who stood up first to please come get a banana, a large banana, and a small banana. Please do not peel these. Alright. And how do you figure out where they came from?
On the label. The label.
I think only one of them had the label. Does somebody have one with a label?
This one says
And you want to look on this and see where the little ones came from? Where'd the big ones come from?
Guatemala.
Guatemala.
I never knew that.
Honduras. The little ones came from Honduras, the big ones came from Guatemala. Okay, we've answered that. We're going to look for the percent edible. Before we do that, and before we start filling out this data table, I need to get a percent. We have worked this and worked and worked. What is the proportion I use to find a percent? Yes, ma'am. Part over whole. There's my ratio. Equals what?
Percent over 100.
Percent over 100. Okay. I need to make the columns to get this information. What's going to be in column 1? First column. Now, let me go back one second. This is a class table. So we're gonna fill this in as a class. Group. Okay. So I apologize, I have to unplug this. Unplug here. maybe. There. Okay, so group,
Or groups.
groups. For the first column, how many groups do we have?
Say,
Okay, oops,
Miss, why are you using?
Why are you using a bunch of
I think
eyes?
Roman numerals look elegant. I like them. Do you have to use the Roman numerals?
No.
It's your chart. Alright. So the group numbers. Now what?
Mass of the total banana?
So what do we call the mass of the banana peel and fruit? Mass of the total banana or whole banana.
Large.
Which one do I do and which one do I not do? Do I do them both? Individually. So, how do I record this?
Mass of the whole large banana.
Okay,
Big mass lemons.
Total mass of that.
mass of total banana?
Which one?
Total.
Good question. Which one?
Large.
Large?
large first.
So this column needs to be mass of total small.
Does it matter?
I'm sorry?
Does it matter if I put mass of large fruit?
With, okay, this is a total banana. The part inside is the fruit.
I know, but I'm talking about if I do the total, the large banana, and then mass of the fruit, and then the total of the small.
That does not matter. We're just setting up our columns, so you can put your columns in different orders. Would that matter?
No.
Are you sure?
Yeah,
Would it matter?
It only matters if we're taking our data and putting it on there that we realized and welcomed it.
You'll have to just make sure that you line up with the group columns. Other than that, I don't care. It's your table. What's next? Mass of the fruit, mass of which one? Large fruit, and then mass of small fruit.
What's our unit of measure?
What are we gonna measure them in?
Grams?
Grams? Since we're using a triple beam balance, I would say grams. What if I choose not to put them at the head of my column? What do I need to do?
Put them in every single
I have to
cell.
put them into every single row. Every one. So it's easier to put it at the top, I think. I'm sorry?
Are we only counting my mass? We're not.
We'll get there. Okay. What's next? Can I just subtract the mass of the fruit from the total?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Oh, no.
What if they don't equal? What if I find the mass of the peel and these two don't equal each other?
You did something wrong.
Ooh. Okay, so I'm going to find the mass of the peel. And large in grams. and the mass of the peel, small, in grams. And I heard a comment, an interesting comment. But I don't, my back was to y'all. Somebody said they would rather have some grouping with this,
We're discussing.
which would be fine with me. So when you make your chart from the group stuff, you can do it in whatever order you need to. We just need to have consistency so that people can come up and put theirs up. How would you group them? Yes, ma'am.
Question, why, according to 1, 2, and 3, the components, why do I need to know what the peel is?
It's part of the total fruit.
Right, but I already measured the total banana,
Mm-hmm.
so why do I need to know just the peel?
What happens if you take your mass of your peel of your large and add it to the mass of your fruit? What should you equal? What should you
Total
get?
banana?
What if you don't? It's a check. Okay? All right. What's next? I'm out of room on mine. What's next?
The percentage.
I would, can we go straight to the percentage? Have we finished this?
Yes. Well, part and whole.
I would do a column with part and whole. Why?
I don't have a column.
I'm out of them too.
Can we put it down at the bottom?
Sure. Let's put it down at the bottom. Part over whole. I did mine down at the bottom. Large.
Look at the words.
Sorry. Large. Part over whole. Small. What else?
Then you can put in your percentage.
Then you can do your percentage. Do you think we're going to need to round? What should we round to? If this is 6th grade, I would round to the nearest 100. And I can tell you, teacher talk, sorry Dr. West, when they get to geometry and we're rounding, PSAT and SAT requires rounding to the 1,000. They cannot do it. They round to the tenth, to the wholes. They don't know what to round. They don't know how. So as much rounding as you can put in would really be helpful. Percent, and let's round to the hundreds. Any questions so far about what we need to do? You haven't done it yet. Yes, sir.
When you have part to whole, what part are you using?
What is it we're looking for?
The fruit?
Fruit is a fruit.
Or
We're looking for the percentage of fruit. So what do you think the part's going to be?
The peel.
Why do you think it would be the peel?
Because it's a part of the fruit.
It is the part, it's not part of the fruit. What did we define the fruit to be?
Inside.
Okay, so what is the peel?
Outside.
It's the outside, and it's the part that we generally throw away. So am I looking for the part that I'm going to throw away? What am I looking for? So what do you think this part should be?
Fruit.
That should be the mass of the fruit. Over what?
Mass of the fruit over
Total.
total.
Over the total. Okay, does that clear up your question?
Yes, ma'am,
All right.
because you told me I needed the part of the peel also,
You need
Yes,
the
it
mass of
for
the
the
peel.
mass.
Do you remember why I said I wanted you to do the mass of the peel? Do you need that for your chart?
told me I had to put it in there.
I want you to. Do you remember why?
As a check.
As a
It
check.
says a check
So it's your ad.
to make sure that you're measuring correctly. Any other questions so far? All right,
Are we rounding to the hundred?
hundredths. Did I put hundreds? Hundredths. No wonder they can't round. Hundredths. All right. So far, so good.
Yes.
Okay, unfortunately, I had to jump back to teacher talk. Normally, we would run this lab, and then the next day, I would run the volume lab. After the kids have done all these things with their bananas, we put them back together, we either tape them or bundle them up, and I put them in the refrigerator, we bring them back the next day. We don't have that kind of time. Please turn to page 5. And I went ahead and left this in. What I did was, when I looked at my results, I had two choices. I could put group 1 and group 1, the length of the banana, or large and small. I like the kids to measure often, and that way they know that these are the same size. And then I did volume of the container, so this would be the large, this would be the small, and I would do it for each group. The other thing, what I did with my kids is we cut these. And one of them was large and one of them was small. The problem was they forgot which was which. So it might be better up to you. My high schoolers can do this. All right. So we're also going to find the volume of the banana by using the displaced water. Okay? We're going to go back to the mass first. So I need, yes? Mm-hmm.
In the volume of container,
Mm-hmm.
you give everybody the same container?
No. So I'd like to hold that discussion for just a few minutes. It's easier when we have everything in front of us after we've done the first part. Is that okay? All right. Have the person who had the blue sheet, would you please go get a triple beam balance? They're in the back.
I know. I was cold the last couple days, so I switched it up.
I see the tongue tray. I would like the person who had the pink paper or purple paper. Please go get a tray for your group outside. That's you. Otherwise, I don't know where it is. I know it was
You don't know what this, as a barrier. we take it
Yes, we're gonna use this paper.
It's pretty even.
Okay,
Okay, so go to your table, your chart on table 2, please.
Have it.
like we got, not wax paper, but like lab wrap. So will that work okay? I think so. So I would lay that piece on, make sure that your balance is at 0.
Is it at zero?
Make sure that it's calibrated.
Are we zeroing with the plastic on? I'm sorry.
Put your plastic paper on the tray to protect it, and go ahead and find the mass of your bananas. If you don't know how to calibrate your triple bean balance, just raise your hand.
I'm going the wrong way.
What does calibrate mean?
Well, all of our weights counterbalances are at 0 here. Therefore, this line needs to be lined up with 0 there.
I don't think it was zeroed out.
So it's not calibrated.
It's hard.
So what are you doing?
I'm turning this knob back here. And this is a weight in itself. And it just scooches out a little bit. You know, like on a teeter-totter, the closer you get to the fulcrum. Almost there.
Alright, so find the mass of your banana. Both bananas, yes.
We can't get ours to get it. I should probably grab it.
Is there another one?
Yeah, we're having. Is there not another? Oh, no.
Close.
Really, we're having a hard time zeroing.